Before you ask, yes, I am playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and yes, I prefer it over Mario Kart World. I've just kind of given up on that game, to be honest with you. But yeah, welcome to another video, ladies and gents. It's been a while. It's been about 3 weeks, and I've missed a lot, and that's kind of what this video is going to be about. We are going to be discussing, basically, the past 3 weeks of Nintendo news, and also talking about that presumed Nintendo Direct slated for June. So make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe with your thoughts. And let's jump into the first topic, which is probably going to be the Star Fox Direct, because that is something that just kind of dropped out of nowhere, and Nintendo really didn't give any prior warning. It was just something they did. And we did get a little bit of Star Fox in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and that was definitely a cool thing. And it turns out Nintendo wants to do more with Star Fox and kind of give it a shot to become one of the big franchises for Nintendo. And honestly, I like that. I think that's going to be a pretty neat idea. So what they actually announced in that Direct is a remake of Star Fox 64, and they have completely facelifted the characters. We've got different looks for Falco, Fox, Slippy, everyone else has a brand new look, and honestly, I don't mind them. I'm not really the biggest Star Fox fan in the world, so again, I don't really care too much about what they look like, but honestly, I don't think they look too bad. I know, I don't know, Falco looked a little bit weird, I gotta be honest, but regardless, Nintendo announced a brand new Star Fox game, and I think that is really ingenious. The most genius part about it, to me, is the fact that they just labeled it Star Fox. Didn't call it anything else, just called it Star Fox. I love that they are not complicating things. They are making a genuine push to make Star Fox a lot more, just a lot bigger than it is, and I think that is a really neat idea. Now, it'll be very interesting when the game comes out on June 25th, if they are actually going to succeed with that, because again, if the game don't sell well, then it's going to be pretty difficult for Star Fox to actually become that big franchise that Nintendo wants it to be. They want to compare it to like Mario, Pikmin, Zelda, all of that. But right now, I think that they are taking the right steps, and I think it's going to be a good time. So yeah, big W's for Star Fox fans. Now, the thing that I was actually thinking of making a video on was Nintendo announced the inevitable price increase for the Switch 2. This was going to happen no matter what, because, again, there's tariffs. I don't know if the tariffs are actually a big factor anymore. It turns out those AI data centers are the big sticking point now with Nintendo and everything else. Just in the world right now, there's a RAM shortage, and, you know, Nvidia or those companies are not selling them to consumers. It's just the prices are skyrocketing, and this was going to happen no matter what. And I was fully expecting everyone to riot when those prices were coming up. But you want to know something? And something that I've noticed over the past, I guess, ever since Pokopia came out, actually, the criticism for the Switch 2 has slowly but surely slowed down. There's still stuff every now and then, but nothing crazy. Like, I remember last year on April 2nd, everyone was freaking out about the price, and that had nothing to do with tariffs at that time. That was just the price of the Switch 2. People were criticizing it. People were saying it was too much. It was just mayhem. A year later, Nintendo increases the price by $50, which, you know what? If we're comparing it to Xbox and PlayStation, not that bad of a price increase. I gotta be honest, not that bad of a price increase, because I think the PS5 at least 100, maybe 150. The Xbox, I think, actually increased by about 200, given the or depends on the model for both. But the Switch 2 held firm at that 450, and then now it's going up to that 500. But I think that of the three, Nintendo has the least egregious, which, given how much criticism Nintendo was getting and just kind of how greedy they've kind of turned, this is actually not that bad. This is not that bad. The good thing is that they are giving you until September 1st to actually get the console with the 450 price tag. So if you want a Switch 2, get one now. Get them while they're hot, because you may as well dabble with that. If you're going to get one, now is the best time, because you're not going to get it cheaper than it is right now, unless if you're getting it used. which runs the risk of it being bricked. I'm getting sidetracked. But essentially, Nintendo's giving you pretty much the whole summer to go and grab a Switch 2, which is really nice. Now, the other thing that Nintendo is doing that I haven't seen any other company do is they have actually made a Switch 2 bundle where you can pick one of 3 games. You can pick Mario Kart World, you can pick Bonanza, or Pokemon Pokopia, which is an extremely competitive bundle. I think that is probably the best Switch 2 bundle that you can get right now. I believe it costs $500. I don't know if they are going to raise the price by $50 once the thing goes into effect, but they are trying to give you that free game, because last year when the Switch 2 came out, the only bundle for the longest time was that Mario Kart World bundle, and then they ended up shelving it, and that was a really stupid decision in my opinion, really dumb decision that they decided to get rid of that. But they have actually decided to go in favor of giving you more choices. They're giving you the choice of 3 different games, and honestly, a lot of people are going to probably buy that bundle just to get Pokopia, which is phenomenal because that game is doing extremely well, and it kind of started this, I'll say, resurgence in consumer faith with Nintendo, is that they are making pretty decent games now. Ever since Pokopia came out, it's been banger after banger, and they've got, again, Tomodachi Life came out, and I couldn't stop scrolling through my feed and seeing a whole bunch of freaking Tomodachi Life memes or what have you. It was just all over the place, and I love that, again, a Nintendo game was getting so much positivity, and I've been saying that for so long, we just need that freaking positivity for Nintendo. We need some good games to come out where it's undisputed people are loving the game. And obviously there's criticism for everything, but it's not overwhelming like it was a year ago. Like when Mario Kart World came out, people were bashing that. When that Nintendo Direct last year during September, people were bashing that. Again, people were just going all over the place. And it's really nice that that's kind of slowed down. And even announcements of a Switch 2 price increase and the digital games or the physical games being more expensive while the digital is less. Like, I'm actually starting to hear some people be logical and rational with their opinions rather than just being like, oh, Nintendo sucks, Nintendo this. And I don't know if I spoke on this, but I know that that Nintendo made physical games more expensive while digital less expensive. And I was fully expecting people to be like, they should all just be cheaper. But I heard some rational opinions going on where, you know what? Digital games being priced at Switch 1, they're 85 Canadian here. Physically, they're 100. So it makes it a lot better for those that just, you know what, frick it, I just want to buy the game and I'm going to get it digitally and boom. And they started with Yoshi in the Yoshi game. They started with the Yoshi game. And I didn't hear much backlash, to be honest with you. I thought it was actually relatively decent what was going on with that. And it definitely makes, like, if you want a physical game, I feel like you can go out and buy and spend the extra $10 or $15 to get that physically because you're making a choice there. But digitally, there's no reason for them to be the same price. And since Metroid Prime kind of failed and whatnot, I think Nintendo, and Mario Tennis Fever as well, which we had our own history with, but Nintendo definitely saw that, you know what, hey, we should probably make a cheaper alternative for people that want to get these games, and thank goodness they're doing it sooner rather than later. And again, it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely that there is an option for you to go and get the game cheaper on the eShop or anything like that. The only downside is that it takes up storage on your console, but yeah, very competitive. And I think that, again, a lot of these things that would have been bashed a year ago are not getting bashed at all, really. I think people are actually coming up and being rational about these things because they're seeing that the rest of the industry is really more of the same. Like with Xbox and PlayStation, they have been so bad that they make Nintendo look good. That's baffling to me. But yeah, anyways, moving on to, I guess, some of the new releases. Outside of Pokemon and, outside of Pokopia and Tomodachi Life, there was also Yoshi in the Mysterious Book, I believe is what it was called. I don't even remember. I didn't buy that game, obviously, but I've got a bone to pick with it because a lot of people that I spoke to that did get it are saying that the game was really fun. And I'm confused because I thought, given the marketing, given the Wii U level marketing that they put out, it made the Yoshi game look all childish. I tried to make a video reacting to the trailer, and it literally, I couldn't get past it because it was just so, I didn't have anything to say. Nintendo was just kind of pointing out the most freaking obvious parts of the game, and it, again, made it look super, super childish, and it turned me away from it, to be honest with you. Now, I really hope that they don't do this again with, you know, upcoming Nintendo games. Like, again, Star Fox isn't really that type of, like, children's game, I will say. It's more for all audiences, but again, they're trying to appeal to the kiddies, and I don't like it, bro. I do not like it. It should be general audiences. And yeah, a lot of the marketing with the Yoshi and the Mysterious Book was very Wii U-esque, you know? It was very Wii U-esque, and it concerns me because I don't want that to be the case at all. I don't want that to be... get away from the Switch 2. Nintendo, learn your lesson. You're just coming off of the Switch 1, which, side note, almost outselling the PS2. Will it get there? Have no idea. But, yeah, your most successful piece of hardware ever, and you are gonna go back and do the marketing that literally had your worst failure with the Wii U. I cannot stress enough how important it is for this to be a one and done, but if it continues, this is gonna be a rough life cycle for the Switch 2, without a shadow of a doubt. It's just gonna be a rough life cycle. So overall, everything's been it's been more positive. And you know, with the forecast of what the Switch 2 has for the summer, we are getting, oh boy, we are getting Star Fox, we are getting Rhythm Heaven Groove, and we are also getting Splatoon Raiders, all within 2 months of each other. That is phenomenal. I think all within a month, actually, because Star Fox is June 25th, I think Rhythm Heaven is June 23rd, and then Splatoon Raiders is late July. Like, that is quite the lineup. It's not like heavy hitters, but it is quite the lineup, and it segues into the potential June Direct for the Switch 2, and this is the big breaking point for the next 6 months before the year is over, because we're halfway through the year now. We're almost at the beginning of June, and there will be a Switch 2 year in review probably coming out, don't worry, but it segues perfectly into the next general Nintendo Direct, where they can really make a splash. They can do a whole lot where Nintendo is, again, they're poised to make some big announcements. If the Direct is kind of like it was back in September, we are going to be in for a rough back end of the year, because beyond Fire Emblem and the other 3 games I just mentioned, I don't think there's a lot coming down the pipe, which is not ideal. So what could change the tide, or what could turn the tides? Definitely, again, they need a heavy hitter. I have been saying this for a long time. I know that some people may not agree, given that they're giving a lot of these other games, these other, like, not system sellers, but I feel like they need that big holiday game. And right now they just don't have it. Now, I think what they would have to do is maybe a 3D Mario. I seriously doubt that they're going to do that, because I think it's just too late. They should have announced it probably earlier in the year, but they didn't. So, I don't know. I feel like you need a little bit more than 6 months to hype up a 3D Mario, but who knows? They are not predictable at all. It's hard to predict Nintendo at all. So, again, we will have to see what they decide to do. But again, a 3D Mario game would be on that level. I'm just gonna say it, Smash Brothers, if they announce a Smash Brothers in the June 2026 Nintendo Direct, I will absolutely freaking scream, bro. It will be quite the event. We are, what, 7 or 8 years attached from Ultimate. It's time. It's time for an announcement. Maybe it's not time for it to come out, but it is time for an announcement, because we have been waiting. I am firmly in belief that Sakurai is passing the torch on to a different development studio, maybe whether that be freaking Bandai Namco or anyone else, maybe an internal studio within Nintendo. I have no idea, but it is time. It's time for a new Smash Brothers game. We need it announced, maybe a 2027 release. Who even knows? But we're waiting. We need one of those two. I feel like we need one of those two because, again, the last heavy hitter for the Switch 2 that is just a general hit. I think the last one was Bonanza. I feel like that is the last genuine system seller game. You could make an argument for Pokopia, but I don't know, Legends ZA maybe, but again, that's a spin-off. Wind and Waves coming out next year is 2027's game, I feel. I think we need something else for 2026, so I don't know. That's pretty much all I have. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Nintendo's cooking right now? Do you think the June Direct is going to be good? Do you think the upcoming forecast of games is something that you're going to dabble with? Let me know in the comments below, and yeah, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.